Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. It's great to be with you again. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you're finding it possible to experience joy at work. Thanks for stopping by to reflect with me on the things you and I can do to experience joy at work. I'm not going to talk about who's on top of the Premier League. We're just gonna leave that alone. But today I really want to focus on what it means to think about what the workplace is asking from you. And it's really pausing to reflect to say, what is the situation I find myself in? If you're on a team, that situation of being on that team, what does this situation require of me? What does the team want of you? What is the team, the situation in this case, inviting you to do? These are things that are really important to reflect on. Like, what is this situation asking of me? But it's not just enough to ask yourself what the situation is asking of you. You need to ask yourself, and you need to answer the question. And then you need to ask yourself if you have what it takes to respond in an effective way. If the situation wants you to like run through a wall and to just be uber charismatic and just charge, maybe you don't have that in you. Maybe that's not what you want to do. And that's okay. But because the situation is asking of that from you or asking that of you, and yet you don't want to, for whatever reasons, don't have that on you and don't want to give that to the situation, you either need to find a way to change the situation such that it's no longer asking that of you, or you need to find another situation. And I find that when I talk to a lot of people about why they're not experiencing joy at work, it's because of this gap or this mismatch between what the situation is asking of them or inviting them to do. Sometimes it might not be asking of you, it might just be inviting you to do something, and their ability to do that thing. And when there's a gap between those two things, then it becomes very, very difficult in those situations to really experience joy at work because there's an intention that's inherent there. And if you're in a group and the group itself, they make part of the situation up, is asking you to do things that you cannot do or don't want to do, then of course you'll feel very frustrated. And so it's really important to always stop and reflect on what the situation is asking of you, is inviting you to do, or even is demanding from you. Sometimes our work situations demand stuff from us. When you have a job, there are roles and responsibilities. Those things are often demands. You need to do this, you need to do that, and really answering the question of whether you want to do those things, if you want to be in that situation, or if you can provide those things. In the world of complexity, we talk about requisite variety, and that's having responses that match the degree of complexity that surrounds you. Sometimes we have those responses, sometimes we need to develop those responses, and sometimes we don't want to develop those responses. But we need to go through the intellectual exercise of figuring out what we want to do. Because when there's a gap, when there's a mismatch, then there's tension and we don't experience joy at work. So think about it. Are you not experiencing joy at work because what the situation is asking from you is not what you want to give to the situation? I don't know, but it's essential, it's crucial to reflect on this and figure it out if you want to experience joy at work. All right, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, this resonated with you. Thanks for all the encouragement I receive from people who benefit from these videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.